Chastity?
How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're excited. Look, it's all heating up. Look at folks are joining, waving. So we're gonna get into it. So you are based in the Dallas area,
Yes, I am.
and you know some of our favorite people, like Mrs. Sugar Sweet, is
And
my Tiara.
about
That's
artistry and a few of my makeup artists that use the platform as well.
Love it. Love it. You guys have an awesome community in Dallas for doing like everything, just getting people ready, getting people fit, getting people
Yeah.
relaxed, everything. So we want to jump right in and hear a little bit about your story. Can you tell us, because you're in massage, but you focus on like pro athletes, collegiate athletes, which is an area that we haven't explored a lot in the lounge. So I think people are going to learn a lot. So can you
Yeah.
just tell us about how you got your start in massage and then how you went into business for yourself?
So I used to be a former track and field athlete. I ran track from like fourth grade until my freshman year of college. And so I always wanted to basically have a career dealing with sports. So I did start off as spa work for like the first 3 years because I've been a massage therapist for 6. And then when I moved to Dallas, I started working with professional athletes, a few of the Cowboy players. And so ever
Wow.
since then,
Okay.
I started,
You started
yes,
right at the top. You started right at
yeah,
the top.
yeah, yeah, I did. So since then, I've worked with the Senior Bowl, which is college athletes as well as athletes who are training for the NFL Combine to go to the pros. So yeah, so it's just been growing within the last 3 years, like really fast, which I'm happy for that.
Well, congratulations, first of all. I love when entrepreneurs are saying like things are it's a runaway train. That's always a good
Yeah.
story. What was the light bulb moment for you to moving from kind of the spa world to massage, even though it is still a salon or a studio, but like why that type of work, using your hands, really kind of getting in there?
That's a good question. So whenever I went to school in Mississippi, I had one of my former track coaches where I used to go to school at reach out to me to work on the track athletes. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just transition over from spa to athletes because I used to be a former athlete, so I know how it goes for athletes. And so we just went from there. It's me working on them before they track meets and things like that. So that's why I was like, you know what? I might as well just work with athletes as well since I used to be one myself.
Well, it's interesting. So being like starting off in the spa, doing like esthetician related work, there's a lot of like hours you have to put in to just kind of learn how to do that. And then you have to put in a whole nother set of hours. There's no duplication
None.
into massage. So how long did it take you to just kind of do all the education, meet all the requirements, and then move over?
So back then when I went to school in 2015, it took me 18 months to go to school, and then I had to take a state exam and then a national exam. So I did not pass it the first time. I got like 14 points. Um, yeah, massage therapy, we take the same exam, kind of like nursing. So yeah, we have to learn about the muscles, the tissues, the bones, medication. Because if we have clients who are on certain type of medications, it can contraindicate with the massage.
Wow.
A lot into massage therapy than just like rubbing lotion. Like you have to know if someone has like a chronic disease or that will interfere with the massage where they can hurt them or help them. So it's a lot of studying. I passed it the second time, thank God, because yeah, it took a lot of studying. Like I still have pictures when I was in school, like for hours, even after I graduated massage school, because I was like, I have to pass this. I have to. This is what I want to do. So I've always wanted to be a massage therapist since high school.
No way.
So something I thought about way before, it became a thing, like since high school. So
well, first of all, I don't think most people know that you're a medical professional, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like you really are, right? And I don't think people realize when they go to their massage therapist that like you're kind of going into, a clinical healthcare like space where your entire system is part of the decision making as to how you're going to do the work, how you're going to treat them. So that's amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations. Okay.
Thank
so
you.
And so did you immediately know you were going to go into business for yourself, or
Yeah.
did you start off with someone else and then kind of pivot?
So in school, in the massage school that I went to, we took a business class to where, as far as like resumes, things like that, actually mocking your own business draft. And so from there, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start by myself and then teach myself as I go, and then pull in professional help along the way to teach me. So I started on my own since 2015, actually. So right when I was in school, I was planning out business while in school.
Wow. I think we talk a lot about like different industries and kind of the training people go through, and how in many cases the training doesn't include business training. So you kind of have to do that outside of it. You have to do it on the side, figure it out. How did you like get the business kind of training you needed to weave in to prepare you to kind of go out there?
A lot of people don't know, but I Googled a lot of things first for free before I paid anybody. A lot of things can be found on Google.
Yeah.
The basics. So I took what I learned from Google for free and then just implemented from business professionals as far as what I needed to know. Other massage therapists who were in the industry before me, asking them, the pros and cons and things like that. And so I just built it from that. But I Googled a lot of stuff for free first before I paid for information.
Love it. There's endless education, right?
Yeah.
A Google search away. I love it. Okay. So one of the things we try to ask folks, because there's so many folks who are aspiring to go work for themselves, but they're afraid. It's like, how do I get, like, how am I going to get my clients? What if I can't make enough money to cover my bills? Like, how did you get over the fear of just like all of the kind of first, like your first client, your first ink payment, all that stuff?
Yeah, I asked for help from other professionals who have been on their own. Like, where did you start? Some of them did start in the spa because they wanted to build their clientele, and others just word of mouth. What I did was I advertised because while I was in school, I had 3 jobs. I was a student worker. Yeah, and I had a daughter. My daughter, she was like 2 at the time. So I was a student worker. I worked at a mortgage company.
Wow.
And as well as a hostess at a restaurant. And so, like, even when I was in school, people were like, what are you studying? Because, like, they let me study at the host stand. And so they were like, what are you studying? Nursing? I was like, no, massage therapy. And so even then, with the clinic for alcohols, we could give cards to people to come into the school to get services. So they would look for me because I write my name on the card. I'm like, my name is Chastity. I graduate, this and this, and look for me because I will be working on my own. So
nice.
I got other jobs to get my clients. So
nice.
Yes.
It's never too early to start building that client base. Love it.
Never,
okay. So once you kind of got your first kind of pro athlete, how did like this go from, I'm working with, the Cowboys, which frankly, you could just stop there,
so the way
spreading it?
Yeah, the way that I got my first athlete is I actually DM'd him on Instagram. So, because I was transitioning from moving from Mississippi to Texas. So I came out here a few weekends and was actually introducing myself. I was like, hey, I'm a massage therapist from Mississippi. I'm going to move here this summer. If you don't have a massage therapist already, I would like to work with you. So once we worked together, his actually was Rod Smith. He played for the Cowboys. And then he has a brother, Jalen Smith, who's actually been my client since 2018 now. So I told him, I was like, hey, I work with your brother. Give me a chance if you don't have a massage therapist. And so it's been word of mouth. My clients refer me to other players, even players who don't even live here in the off season. So a lot of people train here. So, a good massage therapist. Oh yeah, Chaz massages me. That's my girl. She gets me together. She'll get you. So it's really word of mouth. And so I reach out to athletes as well via Instagram because social media is very powerful. And then they see the athletes that I've worked with. And
then they're like, yep, you can work with me.
Yeah.
Well, so I can't see how tall you are, or like
I'm
like
short. I'm like 5'3" and I weigh 1.5.
I was just wondering, like, how these are big guys. Like, how are you getting in there to like really release that tension? What's your secret? Are you using like machines to like help with it?
kind of work out a little bit still to keep, you know, because they're like, my clients are like 200, 300, 6, you know, 6'7", you know, 6'7", 6'8". So it's just like a lot of upper strength. And then I make sure I use the proper body mechanics when I'm doing the so I don't injure myself or get tired real quickly. But they are some big guys, and so people's like, you must be really strong. So when they see me, they're like, you sure you work with me? I'm like, yeah. Like, you know, so when people look at me, they kind of get like, I don't know if you can handle, you know, I'm like, oh, I got it. And so when they realize like, oh, she's little, but she's
packing a punch. Yeah. I love it. So just going into that a little bit more, when people, we hosted someone who runs a company called Massage Business Blueprint, which kind of works with massage therapists all over the country to build their business. One of the things she said is that most clients, they don't go in knowing the difference between like a Swedish massage and like a, whatever, Thai massage. Yeah. Like, do they come in saying like, I just need you to work on my lower back? Or like, how do folks communicate what they need? Or do you just like intuit based on some assessment that you're doing?
I ask questions. I do have them fill out an assessment form, basically their health history and what they're looking for in the massage. And so when they come in, I go over it asking, what type of pressure do you normally get? I get a lot of first timers who aren't sure, and I also get a lot of people who had bad experiences because they don't know what a deep tissue massage is, and they go and think, I want to tissue. So a Swedish massage is more like a light touch with a little pressure, but deep tissues is more firm for like sore muscles, to work out those muscle knots and things like that. So I recommend for a first timer a Swedish massage, and if those who are used to massages usually get deep tissue, they know what they're getting so that they're not confused. But I usually start our first timers who've never came as a Swedish massage, and then I ask during the session, would you like a little bit more pressure or would you like me to lighten up? So that way they aren't uncomfortable, because a lot of people won't say anything to a therapist because they think this is how it's supposed to feel. So I also like to communicate with my clients to make sure that they're comfortable in their sessions.
Well, so 2 questions, and this is like just me personally. So I've gone in and done a sports massage, and I was blown away because they were moving my legs around, my arm, like straight up, like I felt like physical therapy. I was like, oh, this seems like a bonus, right? And
yes.
So, is that normal?
That is normal. Even for those who aren't athletes, if I know they're a little bit tight, I do a little bit of stretching. Just so it can open up, the area for range of motions, like the lower back. I may do a little lower back stretch and things like that. So I do warn them first, like, hey, I'm going to stretch you, so don't be surprised, because I don't want them to be like, oh, she just lifted,
she's getting in there.
I support and prep my clients before I do the stretching to let them know this may not be your normal stretching, but it is efficient. So.
And then, this may be a myth, but I was told that, like, if you fall asleep at the end of the massage, it was an awesome massage. Is that true, or is that just true for some kinds of massages?
I personally believe if my clients don't fall asleep, I don't think I did good enough. I also have clients who, they're like, I'm finna go to sleep. If I snort, excuse me. I was like, you know what, that's fine. It lets me know I'm doing my job right. So usually people who aren't used to massages, they may talk a little bit because they're not comfortable. But after like the first time they see me, the second time they're just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna take a nap. Don't mind me if I snore. So yes, if you sleep, then that means the therapist is like doing it. But a lot of people want to actually experience it, so they'll try to fight their sleep. And I've had that.
Right. Then you're like, no, right.
Yeah.
So this is a sensitive topic, but we've had a number of women who are thinking about going into massage, but are concerned about like safety related issues, right? Like when men go into it, it doesn't feel like it's the same level of like safety and security concerns. Right. And I'm sure like when Uber first got started, or Lyft, there was questions about like, can I be a taxi driver? Can I not? Is it safe? Right. And that made it more safe. But do you have any feedback or advice to women who are considering it, but a little nervous about moving into that profession, just in terms of like being able to really serve the broad market?
So when it comes to the safety, I'm very adamant about that. So if anything, if you feel uncomfortable, just cut the session right then and there. You can usually tell by the conversations what the intentions are of the person that's trying to receive, because they will ask you a series of questions before getting to it. And I usually just let them like, this is what I do. this is what I'm going to do. If you're wanting anything extra, I can't help you. That way it'll cut off anything, because if you are to accept that client, they're going to think, okay, this is okay. I can go ahead. And also, if you are traveling, because I do a lot of mobile in-home as well, make sure that you send your locations to anybody. Yeah, multiple people, because there was the incident a couple years ago, a young lady in Louisiana who was a massage therapist, very pretty young lady, who did get, killed by someone, and she did send her location. So I go back to that because a lot of people tagged me on that, and so I'm just like, please be careful. Ask questions, asking what they're wanting, and then the locations as well, just for safety measures, because it is very tough on women these days when it comes to that profession.
Yeah. So, okay. Thank you for that. So your business is doing really well. We're excited for you. Want to see you hit the stratosphere. When you look ahead, what do you want to see for your business? What are your kind of big picture goals that we can cheer you on for?
So I am currently working on opening my wellness and recovery center, hopefully within the next 2 years. That way I can bring in other massage therapists, and we can have different services like a sauna, hot tub, cold tub, maybe a chiropractor if that works out.
Wow.
Yeah, so like a massage and wellness center, more so like upbeat, but not spa-like, but at the same time like recovery. So if people want to come after they work out, they can shower, get in the sauna, and then get a massage all in one place. So that's the future plans for me and Gentle Haven, to expand and actually have a team. So
we can't wait. So we're going to do a lightning round now, and we're going to ask you a series of questions because we want to know more about you and your lifestyle and what you love, and learn from you. So first question is, what are you streaming on Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, YouTube, whatever your favorite network is?
So Netflix, I'm actually watching Chicago Med. Is that what it's called?
Chicago Med. Is it Chicago? I'm not familiar with it. I'm gonna look it up. Chicago Med. Is it like ER? Like
yes.
Anatomy?
It's like a spin-off of Chicago PD.
So a little bit of law enforcement. I love legal thrillers.
Yeah.
Law and Order is my thing. Okay, what's your favorite vacation spot?
California.
Anywhere in California?
Yeah. I was in training camp with the Cowboys a couple weeks ago, and we were in Oxnard, and I went to the beach for the very first time, and it was so relaxing. Yeah, so I was like, you know what? I got to come back here because I'm from the South. I'm from Louisiana. So I was like, California is definitely my go-to place from now.
Okay, and then what's your favorite motto, favorite quote, words to live by?
Favorite quote is YOLO. You only live once.
I love it. That's become so popular since COVID. People are like, you know what? Why am I BSing? Right? Let me just go do what I'm meant to do. Right?
Yeah.
I love it. YOLO. And then finally, what is coming up soon that we can just look out for you? Where do we find you? Where can we find you? And where can we cheer you on for something that's coming up soon that you're working on?
So coming up soon, I may or may not be appearing in a TV show. It's up in the air right now.
Please tag us. I
definitely will. I actually got the call today to be featured in a TV show and possibly a magazine feature as well. So I would definitely tag you guys. So I did let the secret out because I was holding that in. So for all
love it. That's awesome. Okay, where's the best place to follow you? Should we follow you on Gentle Haven Massage, or where do we follow you?
You can follow me on Chaz Massages Me for like an influencer page, and as well as Gentle Haven Massage. I am on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. I can pin it later. So yeah, you can follow me on there. And yeah.
Thank you so much for spending time with you, Cassidy. You're awesome. I really appreciate your candor, and we're going to send some folks your way. We're really excited. Tag us when the stuff comes out.
I will definitely tag you guys.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.